I'm going to tell you something nobody wants to hear. The way you're living right now, it's not working. You wake up, you scroll, you tell yourself tomorrow I'll start working. Tomorrow comes, you do the same thing. Weeks pass, months pass. You're still in the same place, thinking about the same things, feeling the same emptiness. And you know what the worst part is? You know it's not working. Deep down, you feel it, but you keep doing the same thing anyway. Because change is terrifying. Today, I want to tell you about a guy who woke up one day and couldn't even recognize himself in the mirror. He was 300 pounds, broken, bullied, a failure by every metric that mattered. And the guy is David Goggins. And what he did next, it wasn't motivation. It wasn't inspiration. It was something way more powerful. It was the moment he decided, everything about my current self has to die. This isn't another motivation video that'll make you feel good for 10 minutes and then you'll forget about it. This is about permanent transformation. David Goggins, a man who went from being overweight, depressed, and trapped in a dead-end life to becoming a Navy SEAL, ultramarathon runner, and one of the toughest men alive, discovered principles that anyone can use. We're breaking down the exact Goggins principles that will rewire your brain, plus the real-life implementations you can start using today, whether you're a student, working a 9-to-5, or just tired of being tired. Principle 1. The accountability mirror. Goggins created something he calls the accountability mirror, and it's brutally simple. He stood in front of a mirror and wrote post-it notes with harsh truths about himself. Things like, "You're fat, you're lazy, you're wasting your life." But here's what makes it powerful. These notes weren't meant to shame him. They were meant to wake him up. Your brain is wired to protect your ego. It creates stories to justify why you didn't go to the gym, why you didn't study, why you didn't chase that dream. The accountability mirror destroys those stories. It forces you to face reality without the filters, without the excuses. When you confront yourself honestly, something shifts. You stop being a victim and start becoming accountable. Tonight, stand in front of your mirror. After you brush your teeth, write down honest truths about your own condition on post-it notes. Stick them on your mirror. Read them every morning. You need to be truthful with yourself about where you are and take necessary steps to achieve your goal. Identify your mistakes. Don't try to fix everything at once. The mirror doesn't judge. It just reflects reality back at you. Principle 2. The 40% rule. Here's Goggins' most famous discovery. When your mind is screaming at you to quit, you're only at 40% of your actual capacity. Your brain has a governor like the speed limiter in a car. It restricts you way before you actually hit your limit because it wants to protect you from discomfort. But discomfort is where growth lives. Research by psychologists shows that grit, the combination of passion and perseverance, predicts success better than talent. When Goggins ran his first 100-mile race, he'd only trained by running 10 miles in the previous year. At mile 70, his body was destroyed, stress fractures, complete physical breakdown. But he asked himself one question: how can I finish this? Not, should I quit? But how do I continue? Now, here's how you can apply it. Next time when you're working and your brain says, I'm done, do 5% more. Working out and wanting to quit? Just do 2 more push-ups. Daily challenge. Pick one thing you hate doing. Cold showers, waking up early, exercise, and do it for 7 days. Watch your mental capacity expand. Principle 3. Callous your mind. Just like your hands develop calluses from repeated friction, your mind gets stronger through repeated exposure to discomfort. Goggins says, every day, do something that sucks. Not because suffering is good, but because voluntary discomfort builds resilience. When you actively seek challenges instead of avoiding them, you're essentially upgrading your brain's operating system. Most people wait for life to make them uncomfortable, whereas Goggins creates discomfort intentionally so he's prepared when real adversity strikes. Principle 4. The cookie jar. Goggins keeps a mental cookie jar filled with past victories, moments when he overcame something difficult. When he faces a new challenge and wants to quit, he reaches into that jar for proof that he's done hard things before. Your brain remembers patterns. When you remind yourself of past victories, You're literally rewiring your neural pathways to believe you can do hard things. Create your physical cookie jar. Get an actual jar or notebook. Write down every small victory. I woke up on time for a week straight. I finished that assignment I was procrastinating on. I ran 2 kilometers without stopping. I said no to junk food when I was stressed. During tough moments, when you want to quit, open your jar. Read about the time you pushed through and passed that difficult test. You've done it before. You can do it again, and let it fuel you. Principle 5. Discipline over motivation. Goggins says it plainly. Motivation is crap. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline is doing it even when you don't feel like it. Winners don't need motivation. They need systems and discipline. Motivation is an emotion. Emotions are temporary. Discipline is a practice. Practices become identity. When you brush your teeth, you don't need motivation. You just do it. That's the level Goggins operates at with everything. Create your own non-negotiable system for each day. Pick 3 non-negotiables for your day. Example: I study for 1 hour before noon. I exercise for 20 minutes. I'm in bed by 11 p.m. No exceptions rule. These happen regardless of how you feel. Tired? Do it anyway. Busy? Do it anyway. Not motivated? Especially do it anyway. From now, you have a choice. You can end this video, feel motivated for 10 minutes, and go back to your comfortable and very mediocre life. Or you can start right now by applying these strategies, identify your reason to become best, and make it happen. Here's what Goggins discovered, and what thousands of people who've applied these principles have proven. On the other side of that suffering is a version of you that you didn't know existed. You're not trying to become David Goggins. You're trying to become the best version of your own self. And that version is currently trapped behind excuses, comfort, and the lies you tell yourself. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you want more breakdowns on discipline, on mindset, on becoming unbreakable, then subscribe. Because I'm building this channel on one mission: to help you become the best version of yourself.